Hey, it's Greg Milby, community storyteller for Kentucky's Heartland, and there with me is the E-Town City Party planner, Sarah Vaughn. It's been a while since we've talked, Sarah. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. And, I missed that title. I haven't heard that in so long. I'm ready for a party. Let me tell you.
Well, I know y- y- you're in the business of planning parties, and we say that, but you're the events coordinator for the city, and the city does do quite of events, but lately you've been nothing but bad news, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry to say that to you, as if you didn't know that already. But
Yeah.
I'm excited to have you on today to talk about something that is not getting canceled. It is
Good
being
news.
adjusted. But tell us a little bit about Founders Day's fireworks.
Yes. So, we met in the middle of everything happening, myself, the mayor, Ed Pope, and we just started looking at the coming events and saying, okay, what's our deadline and figuring out if we can have any of these things. Now, keep in mind, this was back in probably late March, early April. And we had no idea what the world was going to look like come July, but we knew we had to find a way to have fireworks if we could do nothing else. And so we knew at that point we were going to have to figure it out. And the biggest thing, yes, it's a community celebration, but it's also Elizabethtown's birthday. And I think a huge part for us at the city is that we made a commitment to Tim Walker. Tim created the name of Founders Day. He was a huge history buff, all of those things that we know and love about Tim. And when he first hired me, one of the first things he said to me was, Sarah, we the city have never really housed the fireworks, meaning the city has never 100% been the person to put them on, and we need to make sure we do that. It was so important to him that the celebration was held by the city. And so, that in the middle of COVID and knowing that we want to celebrate people want fireworks July the 4th. We want to celebrate this great country we live in and this great city. And so we figured out a way to do it. And one of the biggest things, I've multiple times, why are you moving it out of the lake? Why are you moving it out of the lake? It doesn't make sense to move it out of the lake for many reasons. But when we started looking at the elevation of the land, we can only go up to about a 4-inch shell. Okay, so for those of you that know nothing about fireworks, a 4-inch shell is about 400 feet up, give or take. And obviously, when you go bigger, it goes higher. And so we really can't go past a 4-inch shell at the lake because of all the residential area, because of everything else, the structures, so on and so forth. Even though it is a huge body of water, we just can't. We also looked at the fact that we don't have a lot of parking that's not on the grass, and it's very hard to control parking unless you as a staff person is saying, you park here, you park here, which means even more staff. And so also looking at the other side of things to say we have to limit contact, we have to limit everything that we know and have known of how to do events. We have to change that, just like everyone has to change what they do on a daily basis, unfortunately. So we canvassed the city and looked at a couple of higher elevation spots. And right there off of University Drive, where EC3 is, their campus is right there, and ECTC, that's a much higher point. So we can shoot off higher shells. And really it's proving to be possibly even just a, it's just a great location. And so we started looking at that area, called our good friends over at ECTC and our good friends at Hardin County Schools and said, is this possible? And once they were so on board and understanding, they're willing to jump and say, what do you need? Let's do this. Everybody was on board. Not once did somebody say, this isn't a good idea. Everyone was very much on board. And then I called West Banco and talked to our good friends over there, and they didn't hesitate to sponsor the fireworks. And so it has just been, from the moment we made the decision, no one has halted. No one has said this is not a good idea. We are in complete support of it because they know that we're going to find a good, safe, healthy way to execute it. So yeah, so that's kind of how this came about, and we're going to shoot them off, like I said, near the EC3 campus. But anybody watching going, oh, great, I'm parking there. No, you're not. It's not. we got to keep you safe. We're not going to have parking at EC3. Only staff will be there that's going to be executing the fireworks and the fire department and all that good stuff. But we're going to get you as close as possible. And as close as possible is the EABC fields off of University Drive, the city property over there. We're going to have parking spots. Everything will be socially distanced. All of ECTC campus where there is normal parking. So no parking on grass. You can't control that, nor do we want to do anything that could hurt their property or anything. So all the parking is 10 times better than what we're used to in doing events out at the lake. So everyone will be on pavement and in a normal parking spot. So if weather dependent, we'll be marking those spots with X's, and it'll be every other spot where we can. And then we'll have city staff that will be there assisting you along in where to go and how to go and all that good stuff.
I think was very smart of you guys to do this because, Tim Walker, as you mentioned, Founders Day was high on his list, if not one of the top things on his list. But with social distancing rules and all that in place, it would have been a big challenge to even attempt to do a Founders Day at Freeman Lake Park. But the fact that you guys just didn't not do it, and then you didn't just go, okay, we're going to do the fireworks show, but we're going to do it like we normally do it. You shifted money and you said, hey, let's do a bigger show. Yeah. You're going to have a lot more aerial stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you got a lot of buy-in from the local radio stations to actually allow people to be able to hear a soundtrack to it as well. So talk about that process and how they all jumped on board.
Yes. So once again, everyone partnered immediately, not even a lot of questions asked. But we can't have any opportunity for social gatherings, so that it didn't make sense to hire a production company or have any type of sound system or anything like that. So how do we reach people? Right by their radios that's right in their vehicle that they're going to be either setting inside or right next to. So contacted Big Cat. They were immediately on board. Quixie and Wolf, immediately on board. B101 and KMO, immediately on board. Again, no questions. They were, logistically, of course, but no, well, what do we get out of it? No, nobody, that was nobody's focus. It wasn't anyone's focus. And so, once again, just proving how great this community is and how much we all want this to work out for everyone and for the best. And so, how it's going to work, as you know, since you're taking a little bit of part in that whole thing, just a tiny bit. We're going to be able to have some announcements starting right at 10 p.m. sharp. And then the fireworks will start right after the announcements. So the radio stations as well, they're going to be having Founders Day coverage leading up to the 10 p.m. So if whether you're on Big Cat or whether you're on Quixie or B101, you're going to hear whatever that station is going to be coordinating. They will be getting their own, sponsors for that coverage until 10 o'clock. And then right at 10 o'clock, everyone's going to hear the exact same coverage, which is really cool. I'm really excited about that. And they're going to hear this awesome soundtrack that a friend of mine is putting together. So
it's
epic.
Thanks for the pressure. Yes, because I am doing the soundtrack. And the cool thing about this that I really, really like, and I've mentioned to a couple people, is this event is totally produced with homegrown talent.
Yep.
It's all homegrown. So fireworks, Dustin Shepard and Jeff Mann have been doing fireworks for quite a while, and they're very talented at what they do, synchronizing stuff. DJ James Hummel and myself are doing the soundtrack, and other firework displays, they try to synchronize every shell to music.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't necessarily do that because you're using bigger shells and they're going to shoot higher. So it is going to be a very energetic show. It's going to be a lot of fun. And even if you live in that neighborhood there on St. John past ECTC, you just hit the mother load is what you just hit,
the viewing area for this, like I said, about 600 feet in the air. Yeah. The viewing area for this, if you live anywhere in the vicinity, you probably should have your family over and have a cookout. I'm just saying. If I had a home near there, that's where I would be. And I don't live crazy far away. We're probably gonna be able to see them from my house. It's going to be awesome. I don't know that we've ever that I'm aware of that we've ever had a fireworks show that's going to be this visible,
Mhm.
and this loud. So heads up for those of you with animals and babies in bed at that time. It's going to be huge. It's like I said, probably it's our thunder over E Town,
Mhm.
right? I mean, it's our level of thunder. I shouldn't have made that comparison, but um,
Yeah, they won't sue you for it. It's okay.
exactly. But yeah, it's going to be great. We have several city staff that actually live across the bypass in the neighborhoods over there, and they're all like, "Oh, party at my house," you know. They're staying home.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a fabulous show, and I don't think you've seen anything like it around here in quite a while. And it's made possible by great folks like West Banco. I mean, how cool is that? That even during a pandemic, and issues like that, they were like, "Hey, we still want to support this." I think it's really cool. We have partners like that too.
It's huge. I mean, it's $10,000 that they're putting in on this show, which is well over half of the cost. So they're paying for the biggest bulk of the price tag that comes with it, because with bigger shells and with a longer show, it's going to be a little about 5 minutes longer than it typically is. Then it costs more, and like I said, when I called him, I really thought, like everyone is watching that bottom dollar because they don't know what the rest of the year is going to hold. And this pandemic has affected every business, big, small, financially. And so I very much expected them to say, Sarah, there's just no way. We've had to cut all budgets. And they did not do that. And I wouldn't have been offended or think less of them as a sponsor if they did that, because of what we're dealing with.
Mhm.
Totally understandable. But they didn't do that. They didn't do a penny less than they've done the last several years. And we're excited. They're excited to be on board. They can't wait. Maryland's chomping at the bit, they're excited to be there and be a part of this the best way that they can. And yeah, I mean, what a great company. When you go to look for a home loan or you're looking for a checking account, call them, because I'm telling you, they care about the community that we live in. They care so much that they're willing to make sure we're able to celebrate in the right way. So
And by the way, on the fireworks, be when as you watch it, understand that some of the soundtrack and things, it's intentional. You will hear a lot of things, and when you hear the fireworks end the first time, don't go anywhere. That's your little secret tidbit.
it's
That
like,
is
leave the concert. Don't leave the concert. Yeah, he's
that
coming
is
back.
a Dustin Shepherd signature of a false finale. So I'm just going to tell you, don't
Did
start
that
packing the kids up
here.
and start the car, because you're gonna miss some good stuff. All right, so 4th of July, parking starts at 7 o'clock at
Mhm.
ECTC and all around the area, and then the fireworks will start a little bit after 10 o'clock. So if you're out in your neighborhood and at 10 o'clock you don't start seeing fireworks, don't think something's wrong and it's been canceled. Just a
No.
couple of minutes after that, you will hear that. But if you listen to the soundtrack there at your house, you will definitely stay in sync and know what's going on.
Yep.
So,
Stay on any of our local stations. Like I said, it's Big Cat, Quixie Wolf, KMO, and B101. Jump on any of those stations. And like I said, it's going to be different. They're going to have their own coverage leading up until, and then at 10 o'clock, everything will be completely synchronized, if you will, to the announcements. Of course, we're going to have Mayor Jeff Gregory and Miss Marilyn Ford that's going to be on there to kind of let you know what to expect, and they're going to have some really cool facts about what you're about to see. So yeah, if you jump on any of those stations, then you're going to be right in tune of what's happening. And I do want to tell folks that if you're like, well, hey, we're going to have the best spot ever because we're going to come and park our car, that morning, we are shutting down and killing all of those lots first thing, because we have got to control the parking as best as possible. Not to be a pain, not to be a headache, but because we are responsible for, the CDC guidelines and the governor's orders. And so the only way that we're able to do this is to provide as much control on that end as possible. There's going to be obnoxious signage. Some of you are so tired of seeing this. I understand, but just know that we have to do all of this in order to have this fireworks show. Because if we just went willy-nilly and crazy, then we'd probably get some calls on us. And so we are not doing that. But
mhm.
The other 90% of that is up to each person that's out there. It's up to you to keep yourself and your family safe. So, no matter what your feelings are on the whole thing that's happening, abide by the 6 foot rule. Stay within your family unit. If you guys want to come out and have your own little mini party next to your vehicle, then do that. No alcohol, please. But if then do that and celebrate with us. And that's part of the reason we're starting parking a little bit earlier and doing it at 7 o'clock. But it is up to you. Or if you're on the other side and think, I don't even want to chance it, then don't. Hopefully we're going to have maybe some streaming live options that they can view from their home.
That's our goal, is to actually have that for them to be able to watch from their house too. So we'll see how that goes.
I've committed you to it now.
I know. I feel that.
Too late. You can stay home and watch them. Yeah. No, but we are. And, thanks. Oh my gosh. Thanks to your insane ability and technology that I couldn't even get my microphone on. So, thank you to you and James Hummel and the other Team HCC and all the folks that have stayed above that line to help all of us along and to be able to enjoy things from home. So if we do have family members that are not comfortable coming out, or if you just don't want to mess with possible, lines of traffic or whatever, we do have the other options available. So thank you for that and all the hard work you guys have put in.
I appreciate it. And it's our pleasure. We love doing it. Hey, we live here too. And I think it's great that we're going to be able to do that. Plus, I don't have to spend a ton of money at the fireworks store. I just come up there and sit and watch the deal. Good
you
stuff.
Got it.
All right. She's Sarah Vaughn. Her official title is City Events Coordinator, but we all know her as the E-Town City Party Planner.
I like that one better.
There you go. I'm Greg Milby, Community Storyteller, and this is Kentucky's Heartland. Make sure you join us on 4th of July for the Founders Day fireworks display.